This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening to you and welcome to your evening newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM for today, Thursday, June 2nd. With your news at this time, my name is Joshua Van Slykeman. Guyana's Vice President Barrett Jagdier earlier this week lambasted the analysis of Director for Financial Analysis for the Institute for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis, Tom Sanzolo, over his assertion that each Guyanese is currently on the hook of $9 million monies perpetually owed to ExxonMobil. Sanzolo contended that based on the amount spent by the operator and partners to date in the Stabroek block, Vice President Jagdier on Monday, however, sought to discredit the analysis by saying Guyana has no such public debt. According to Sanzolo, however, the contract clearly states Guyana must pay 100% of all costs out of its oil revenues before it is able to receive an actual share of that revenue. Jagdier's position, Sanzolo said, is that Guyana is not obligated to pay Exxon for the dollars it lays out. Guyana is contractually obligated to make the payment. The financial analysis is responding to Vice President Jagdier, who had described his analysis as quote-unquote lunacy. Recall that he said that Guyana's share is $2 billion annually. The Environmental Protection Agency has renewed the environmental permit allowing ESSO to continue to produce oil and gas from the Liza 1 field in the Stabroek block, saying that the company was in compliance with the first iteration of the environmental permit for the Liza Phase 1 project. This is according to the EPA in its public missive, announcing the renewal and lauded some changes made. The changes, however, appear to fall short of the demands of many in the international community and also regional and local experts who have been calling for the renewal of the permit to be put on hold, since it could be used as a bargaining chip in order to press for a better deal for Guyana, where the country could see a bigger revenue take. One such change alluded to is the EPA acceptance of a financial assurance from ESSO instead of full coverage insurance. Meanwhile, the company would not pay a partially $50 US per every ton of carbon dioxide emitted through flaring, up from the $45 US that was being charged. The government of Trinidad and Tobago intends to aggressively expedite exploration activities in the current block, suspected to contain significant amounts of hydrocarbon. To ensure this is done, especially as the century-old sector continues to see a decline in production rates, the relinquishment of oil blocks will be pursued to allow interested partners with deep pockets to tap into the benefits. This was signaled by TNT Minister of Energy and Energy Industries, Stuart Young, at the second day of the country's energy conference being held under the theme, Leveraging the Industry's Strength for Energy Transition. The minister's statement comes in the heels of the recent oil discoveries in the country, which currently produces about 60,000 barrels of oil per day. The new discoveries, the minister said, will push production rate from about 85,000 barrels per day by 2024 and 104,000 barrels a day by 2026. Traffic ranks of West Bank of Demerara are currently investigating the death of a 12-year-old schoolgirl who was on Wednesday struck down by a police vehicle. Police identified the girl as Kayla Barnabas, a student of the West Demerara Secondary School. The incident occurred around 15 hours 45 along the Good Fortune Public Road in the West Bank of Demerara. The force's vehicle was at the time being driven by a police corporal. It is alleged that the corporal was driving the vehicle along the eastern side of the road when Barnabas ran across the road into his path. He claimed that he swerved but could not avoid hitting her down. Investigations are ongoing. And finally, at this time, a 3-month-old baby girl from Region 4 is among 3 individuals who died of COVID-19 over a 2-day period, May 30th to 31. The latest deaths have moved the country's death toll to 1,237. In addition to the baby, The fatalities are that of a 71-year-old unvaccinated woman from Region 6 and a 41-year-old unvaccinated man from Region 4. Meanwhile, in its latest COVID-19 dashboard, the Health Ministry recorded 206 new infections within the last 24-hour period, taking the total number of confirmed cases to 64,969. And with that, we've come to the end of your evening newscast for today, Thursday, June 2nd. Allow me to remind you that you can pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News at a newsstand near you for just $100 Guyana, or you can head across to our website at kaieteurnewsonline.com. My name is Joshua Van Slyckman. Thank you for joining us. Radio, it's a difference. It is 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Have a great remainder of your Thursday evening.